Back in my day, day 9 was younger than me. But now he's older.
Hey everyone, welcome to the PC Gaming Show 2022. I'm Day 9 still, one of your hosts, joined again by the amazing Mika Burton.
Hi.
While we may look like elaborate Unreal Engine renders, we are here in the flesh, as is the hardware, bringing you the best and brightest in the world of PC gaming.
Over the next 2 hours, we are going to showcase a metric ton of killer upcoming PC games through world premieres, exclusive interviews, and a few surprises along the way. And you, the folks at home, might even be able to win yourself a fancy computer if you play your cards right.
And now you may remember the last time you saw me on this show, things ended quite literally explosively.
Yeah.
There was a robot who tried to destroy the human race, electrocuted me. I think I died.
Definitely died.
Either way, I'm not really sure. It was standard robot apocalyptic stuff, just minus the overbearing anime dad and existential crises.
Yeah, well, actually, what happened to DevBot anyway? Wasn't he supposed to come back for this show for
Yeah.
like Revenge of the DevBot? Ah.
Well, he's dead.
Oh.
We melted him down to try to make our own graphics cards since they're still hard to find, and I would say he's in a better place, but I played Cyberpunk 2077 and he's not.
Ooh, that's pretty dark for the start of the show.
Or nostalgic.
Spoilers.
But none of that matters because the show actually took place in a parallel reality.
All right, so you're telling me there's actually a multiverse?
According to the writers who told me this 5 minutes before we went live, I am saying there's a multiverse.
All right.
We're now apparently on
Fix
Earth
the black
3,
box.
which is not to be confused with E3.
That's not on me, that's the stream.
Oh, and we are so thrilled to be back as a part of this weekend full of
The
celebrations of gaming by putting the spotlight on something near and dear to our
The
hearts.
hell are they? What
PC
the
gaming.
fuck
And
is this?
so, without any further ado, it's time for my favorite
What
part.
the fuck is this?
Rated N for mature.
I won't leave you. You're not a monster.
Whatever.
In the beginning, the world was subjugated by chaos. Endless droves of horrors trespassed into the world. And so came
Cloud.
the solstice of souls. Something's coming.
Between death and transcendence, a chimera chooses death.
Show us what you got!
We have a whole new world to forge.
Yeah, literally fucking Cloud, dude. Sure.
Sister,
You are here with me.
I always will be.
As long as we are together, we're not going down. They wanted yet another monster. They shall have one.
You must resist it!
What the fuck is happening? Solstice. All right. Family PC demo access. Family? Why the fuck did I read family? Early. Let's go PC gaming! Yes! Newgrounds Flash game! Rotwood. 'Cause 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 Early access 2020 question mark. Tactical Breach Wizards.
You just saw Tactical Breach Wizards, a turn-based game of sorcery and SWAT team strategy from the makers of Gunpoint and Heat Signature. My strategy, personally, is very simple. Breach, bang, clear, magic missile, dramatic flourish, abra, cadaver. Get it? Cadaver, dead body. Next, we have a solution
Avada
to
Kedavra.
the old problem of not having time to read.
I get
and
it
play
now.
video games. Just do both at the same
Kadavra.
time,
It's
obviously.
cadaver.
Star Wars Industries has you covered with their sci-fi thriller inspired by Stanislaw Lem's novel, The Invincible. So here's your
Oh
first
my
look at
God.
the first ever gameplay footage.
I just got it.
You. What have you done?
Where are you taking me?
You came here yourself. So what are you expecting, huh?
You've set up a field camp down there.
Yes, ma'am.
So I didn't expect you to have a second one here.
Really?
Sit here and don't you dare move. What are you doing here?
You're not gonna like this part.
The Invincible.
The radiation level is growing rapidly. It's starting to get interesting.
I'll pretend I didn't
Space
hear that,
Subnautica,
Doctor.
maybe? Space Firewatch? Space Subnautica? Space Firewatch, I think.
I located the mobile antimatter cannon.
Another one? How many of those did they... Is it active?
Dead.
I admire your
Robots
composure.
are dead, Copson.
Wait, someone's here. Astrogator, they're dead.
I see
So
it.
you found someone. Fortunately, such unpleasant discoveries are indispensable to the mission.
I didn't let that thought get to me. I was counting on this meeting very much. At worst, it could have been another abandoned place, but not this.
But what exactly?
That's a good question. I'm getting into the recorder. What do we have here? Uh-huh. They made their way through with a beam of antimatter.
How subtle. Did you locate this passage?
I'm looking at it now. They pierced a hole several meters in diameter and several dozen meters long.
Your mother's ass.
Yasna, do you hear me?
Yes. My head feels like it's bursting from pressure.
Can you continue?
Yes. I'm better now. Actually, there's nothing here that I haven't seen before. There are a lot of metal bushes that were near our camp. The lower parts of the bushes are, how to put it, fruitless.
So they came to pick the fruits.
This robot looks like it has started its task and got stuck.
What task?
This is one of the robots carrying containers with research material. It took the container, but never left that place.
Why do you think it's stuck?
Well, it goes in circles using the same path. The robot's gone.
You must have broken his loop.
But I didn't.
You must have done something.
You literally hear the
Never
robot
mind.
next to you.
Follow it.
Fuck! It's getting up!
What, a robot?
No! Antimat!
Come on, Yasna. Run. Hide. Yasna, are you alive?
Yes, it's fucked up the robot.
What's it doing now?
Oh no. Take care of our people, Novik.
I think it's Space Firewatch.
It's time to take a pit stop at the nearest dungeon to prove that chivalry isn't dead. And if you think I emphasize those words weirdly, you're right. And it'll all make sense momentarily when you see these next
Fucking
4
AirPods.
Especially when you hear from our friends at Tripwire Interactive. Roll that beautiful footage.
The fuck?
You? Nah. You don't have what it takes. You'll be back here too scared to try again. 'Cause the dungeon will turn you into lunch meat. Unless you're way tougher than you look. We got the guns, the turrets, the upgrades. But what you really need is guts and skills. Grab your posse and say your prayers. Be the first to play. To die. To give your feedback. Do you have what it takes?
We saw this a year ago. Literally.
Welcome to F1 Manager 2022, the ultimate F1 simulation, putting you in the position of team principal at one of the 10 current F1 teams, battling it out for a chance to be the next world champion. Choose your team and drive every decision that leads to you making your mark on the grid, and hopefully the podium. Winning championships depends on your ability to make the right calls on and off the track. During races, you'll mastermind strategy, plan tyre stints for each driver, and make changes on the fly when necessary. Issue driver callouts, such as instructing them to attack or defend, manage their tyre wear and battery usage, or even to avoid battling a teammate. All while reacting to dynamic events like race incidents and fluctuating weather and track conditions. Between race weekends, you'll control every detail of your team from your state-of-the-art headquarters. Hire best-in-class staff to work across your aerodynamics and engineering teams and put them to the task to develop your car and prepare new parts for upcoming races. Optimize your finances to keep the board happy, improve and maintain your facilities, and scout talent from F2 and F3 to try and ensure future success. They say knowledge is power, and keeping a close eye on a plethora of realistic data will help give you
Fucking
the edge.
F1
From the finer details of how car parts affect
simulator.
overall
What
performance,
the
to a track's
fuck?
expected grip level, to the condition of your wind tunnel.
Just make it a
How you
fucking
analyze
flash
the
game,
data
go
and choose
with.
to spend your resources.
Hacker man, thank you
will
for the 2 years, man.
make or
Forsen
break your
emote.
progress.
Flargbiter, Windsick, Forsen is balding.
depth
Not
and
true.
detail
Should
in
have done
abundance,
4, Trumpet Dog,
even down
Calamari
to
and Monster or
real-world key
something.
radio messages between
Reaper
drivers and
27, welcome
engineers,
back.
and race commentary from David Croft and Karun Chandok. While broadcast-style presentation showcases 2022's striking new car design with real trackside and onboard camera angles. The sleek management menus and intuitive controls will drive the immersive F1 fantasy home as you plan and execute the perfect strategy in F1 Manager 2022. Pre-order the digital version now for early access from August 25th.
Will do.
Hey everyone, after 1 year of Chivalry 2, we've more than doubled the size of the game, and now we're excited to bring even more knights
Double
onto
the
battlefield.
size
Because today, right
of the
now,
viewer
Chivalry 2 is out
player
on
base.
Steam with crossplay between all platforms. This is our biggest update to the game yet, and it brings players to an all-new desert theater of war, and best of all, brings us horses into Chivalry 2 in mounted combat. We want to thank our community for making the game the success that it's been so far, and if you haven't played it yet, now is the best time to check out Chivalry 2. Take a look at our new trailer that shows off the new update and its Nosian invasion.
And they say Chivalry is dead.
This rebellion is at an end. The Agathians flee to their stronghold in the north. This land is mine! Now Denosia rises from the south. Kill them all! Throw the dogs back into the desert. Their forces will crash and break against the bulwark. If the wall falls, we must retaliate. Ready the ships! Long has Sinosia remained safe from my fury. No more. They dare to strike out at us. Their city will fall. Their people will bleed. Their knowledge will burn. My reign will never end.
Hi everyone, I'm Phil from Sweet Bandits, live from Quebec City. Really glad to be here today for the PC gaming show. We'll be showing the first trailer for our game, Deceive Inc. It's a multiplayer competitive spy game where you get to use social stealth, high-tech gadgets, and powerful spy abilities to try and get the upper hand. We've had the chance of working with Tripwire Presents on the project, so this is only the beginning. Please follow us on social media at Play Deceive Inc to learn more. We'll be releasing the game in early 2023 on PC, Xbox Series S and X, and PS5. Thank you so much, and let's enjoy the trailer.
Good afternoon, agents. Your mission is simple. Infiltrate the frozen coral underwater hotel and retrieve the blueprint of a powerful weapon. As you know, Deceive Inc's company policy is to deploy multiple agents to ensure the mission's success. But only one will get the paycheck. Do whatever it takes, agent, and be careful out there.
Try your best. Let's see if it's enough. Booyah! Ka-ching! Oh, come on. They can't be this fast.
And they thought it was secure. In the end, I am victorious.
They're really not gonna make it easy for me. Gotcha.
Is that it?
Right on target. Outskilled and outgunned.
It can't end like this.
Target acquired. Moving to rendezvous point. All done. Really? Mission complete.
Looks fun, but completely unstreamable for me. Completely unstreamable.
Let me ask you something. Do you ever have a reoccurring dream that you really wish would come true? I mean, mine personally involves a flight of unicorns and a Valkyrie army on Pegasuses, but you know, yours may be different, but you know, somehow I doubt it. This year, we've partnered with the PC builders at iBuyPower to bring a very different dream to life. My dream PC room. Unfortunately, there's bad news for me. I don't get to keep it. But very good news for one of you. We're going to be giving the entire contents of this room away to a lucky winner watching
Maybe I can
the show.
finally get
So
my
let's
third
dive in and see
monitor.
what's up for grabs. The beating heart of any PC gaming dream room is, of course, the rig, so let's start there. As you can see, the mad geniuses at iBuyPower have built an absolute doozy. The first thing you'll notice is that height Y60 case with its wraparound tempered glass panels. This thing is built from the ground up to display the sickest PC tech you can squeeze into a desktop machine. And let's face it, if you've managed to bag a serious graphics card in these dry times, you owe it to the silicon gods to show it off properly. Okay, the case and lighting looks dope, but for this to be a true dream PC, we need more than just state-of-the-art drip. Luckily, the substance matches the style. So let's check out the guts of our dream PC, and trust me, there's plenty of power crammed in. The big question, though, is what pixel pusher iBuyPower has used, and you won't be disappointed with an overclocked RTX 3090 from Gigabyte, right? This 24GB monster of a GPU packs the cooling to stay chill and the power to smash through any game you throw at it. The graphics card is the rig's MVP, but any superstar needs some dope backup, and the fastest gaming CPU around, the Intel 5.5GHz Core i9 12900KS with 32GB of DDR5 RAM and 2TB of seriously fast SSD storage, both from ADATA, makes up the perfect support team. Whew, that is a whole lot of PC. But Mika,
what the fuck
you
that
may
means.
vaguely wonder, what about the peripherals? Well, animal lovers, we got you covered, because the Height Eclipse wireless headset comes in plush vegan leather trim with a 30-hour battery life and competition-grade 2.5 GHz connection. And you noisy typers are going to love the clicky-clacky mechanical keyboard that comes with it. Oh, I'm sorry, what was that? RGB? Well, of course! The keyboard and mouse both light up like Atlantic City on a Saturday night. And yeah, you can turn it off, so you can actually get some sleep. You can find out more about this gear feature today over at iBuyPower.com, but I know what you really want to know. The info on how to win this beastly setup. So here are the details.
Thanks, Mika. Yes, folks, it couldn't be easier to enter our Dream PC giveaway. For your chance, just head over to pcgamer.com/dreampc and follow the simple instructions. There, you'll find a complete breakdown of the prize, which, don't worry, also comes with some very swish monitors as well as the eligibility rules. Good luck,
already
gamers.
won.
That is right. Just head over to pcgamer.com/dreampc for your chance to win. But for now, let's get back to the games. From Kepler Interactive and A44 Games comes Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, an action RPG from the team behind Ashen, where gods and guns collide.
Ashen. Was that epic Dark Souls?
When the gods first emerged from the great below, we saw them as
I think it was Epic Games Dark Souls
Instead,
game.
they unleashed a pestilence on our world. No one yet knows if you can kill a god. I, for one, intend to find out.
No, it's this fucking game again. What the fuck? Female god of war. Asin 1. Hey, way too namch. Christerbait, Nuts, Carmageddon, Trap Jesus, George Calderon, Star Z Ray, Mr. Pink, Swag Train, Ghost of Mars, Die, Living Reject, and Pepper Hands Up with 4 years. Just aware, 4 years greater than buying PC. Yes, it definitely is. Thank you, sir. Like 3 experience. The Siege of Dawn. Siege of Yawn, am I right?
Hey PC Gaming Show, I'm Derek Bradley, the CEO of A44 Games and creative director of Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. Flintlock is set in a world ruled by old gods, and so as humanity, you now have the power of black powder and bombs and flintlock rifles to finally overthrow the gods and take the world back. You'll play as Nor, a Blackstream sapper, one of the elite explosives experts of the Coalition forces. Nor herself has a personal vendetta against the gods and will stop at nothing to get her revenge. But you won't be going it alone. Where Nor brings firepower, her fox-like companion Inky brings magic to the battlefield. You will have to master a combination of axe combat and gunplay, while your companion Inky uses his magical powers to disrupt enemies. We can't wait to show you more of Flintlock before it's released next year. Head over to our socials for more info, and don't forget to wishlist now on Steam and Epic Game Store. Have a great show.
Coming up next, a mysterious new sci-fi game from 11-Bit Studios, the creators of This War of Mine. Hear all about it in our exclusive interview. We'll also show you what's next for Outriders from Square Enix and People Can Fly. Plus, if you look back on high school and think, you know, those 4 years would have been better if I was fighting literal demons, you're definitely going to want to study up on our next world-exclusive independent game inspired by the Persona series. Choke your health potions now because there is so much more PC Gaming Show coming your way. Before we go, the folks at Compass Data Centers have a little quiz for you. How much higher is 5G's data capacity compared to current 4G networks? Scan this QR code and answer the question for a chance to win $500 worth of stuff from Razer, or visit gaming.compassdatacenters.com. Okay, now back to the PC Gaming Show.
Ready to game the system? Meet Mana. You slay. You achieve. You win. So should your bank account, because your power shouldn't stop when the game does. Mana is the best gaming rewards debit card where you can earn perks and points by paying and playing, and get rewarded with the things you actually want, like that skin you can't wait to show off, or your next gear upgrade. So why pay any other way? Pay with Mana. Pay with power.
A lot of mana!
Game the system.
So
Cool, my dog gave it 1 year, dude. 1 year Forsen, you drink coffee.
It's time to talk about The Alters, the brand new game from 11-Bit Studios. The Warsaw-based studio made us cry in this war of mine, make difficult choices in the face of climate apocalypse in Frostpunk, and battle encroaching corruption in Children of Morta. The Alters sends us to the deepest, darkest reaches of space, in a survival story that is guaranteed to give you an existential crisis, in a good way. This is a really big moment.
Where did his AirPods go?
I can't wait. Let's take a look.
What the fuck? He lost them. I would assume that's a classic. Never owned any. Hey, Marina! Frostpunk. Is that a strategy game? Looks like a cinematic for a strategy game. Counter-Strike team. Yeah, what is this game about? Huh? What is it about? And how the fuck do you read that?
About what we just saw all the way from Poland is Tomasz Kasilewicz of 11-Bit Studios. Welcome to the PC Gaming Show, and thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Hello.
Okay, there is a lot to unpack there. We got clones, we got this huge wheel. Tell us, what did we just see?
Well, first of all, these guys were not exactly the clones. We saw Jan, our main character, who's traveling with a group of the Alters, who are the alternative versions of the same person. And they are going through this distant alien planet in their mobile base, which was the wheel you saw at the end.
So what's the player's goal as they're progressing through the story?
So you are a space builder stranded on this distant planet, and your goal is to survive and find a way back home. But the thing is, in order to do so, you need to create those alters, as each one of them have different set of skills and character traits. So these are things necessary for your survival and finding a way back home.
So from the trailer, tonally this could be a horror, a thriller, a mystery. What should players expect?
Actually, there are bits of everything you mentioned. Like, there is this mystery as we're looking deep into the soul of the character, but what you find there can also be pretty scary. So there are those beats of psychological horror and drama, but then on top of it we have this quite thick layer of surreality. I mean, how surreal would it be to one day, you know, wake up next to a little different alternative version of your very self?
Now, there's a quote that you shared with me earlier, that man cannot remake himself without suffering, for he is both the marble and the sculptor. How does this quote relate to the story?
So this quote, it relates directly to the main theme of our game. We as people, we are shaping ourselves every single day with every single decision that we are making. This process, the whole process of becoming who we are, it can be quite painful at times. But in our game, Jan, the main character, he has this unique possibility of not only shaping himself, but also reshaping himself and numerous times with every single altar that he is creating.
Do you see this as more of a classic sci-fi story, something like a Ray Bradbury work, or is it something more contemporary?
Well, it is very classic sci-fi in a way that we are taking a relatable topic and we are using the sci-fi theme, we are using the sci-fi setting to look at it through the magnifying lenses. But then when we're choosing the tools, this is a very contemporary game and we're taking advantage of what video games are as a medium. So we're using tools like systematic design and non-linearity in order to put the players in the middle of the experience, and in the end allow them to create their own stories inside the game.
I wanted to ask a little bit about the relationship of your previous titles to the alters, whether there's any narrative or themes or even just influence that those
they
games
didn't even
had on
say
this
what
one.
genre it is.
Well, the alters is purely 100% our game, 11-bit Studios game, and it's created in line with our meaningful entertainment philosophy. So it's a game we hope that it will make you think even after you stop playing it. This War of Mine was this first huge milestone. It paved the way for all the future titles. And with Frostpunk, it was taken to another level with the strong focus on the emergent narrative. And now with the alters, we want to follow that path. But we also really want
like
to
horror,
push the
thriller, or
boundaries even
psychological
further and
horror,
expand
whatever.
on
Those
how
are
we approach
subgenres.
meaningful topics
Those are
inside
not
the design
like
of our games.
game mechanics.
Thanks so much again to Tomasz and the whole team at 11-Bit Studios for joining us this year. And while I try to find enough Rapidium to make it through day 1 to 8, let's head on
Like
over to
a
Make a Burn and keep things
fucking
rolling
side
like
scroller
a
can be
massive space
horror
station.
marked, or a fucking strategy game.
Honestly,
or
I need
doesn't
to
have to be
look into
first
getting
person or
my
third
cell phone
person.
so I can make time to play all of these awesome games we've seen so far.
I like
But I'm
Frostpunk
also,
though.
legitimately
I
worried
didn't play
about
War of
having to
Mine,
actually
but
fight
it
my
had
clone
great
in single
reviews.
hand-to-hand
So
combat when they steal my
I guess they
life.
know what they're
Maybe you
doing.
wonder if I was the clone all along. Is it really worth it for video games? Yeah, no, it's totally worth it for video games. Anyway, that's a problem for future Mika. Present Mika is much more interested in what you all have been saying about the show so far. So keep letting us know your thoughts by using hashtag PC Gaming Show on all platforms. Now, let's get back to the real reason all here. Cloning. I mean video games. Video games.
Cloning shite video games, you mean? Outriders, World Slayer. Can't wait, mate. My potions are far too strong for you, traveler.
Sure. When Tiny Build lets you open your own medieval potion shop, you get hailed as a master alchemist. But when I do it, I get a sternly worded letter from my landlord about how my cauldron violates our lease agreement. Whatever, it's his loss. But more importantly, folks, we promise you the maximum amount of games humanly possible, and we aim to deliver quite literally.
Animal Royale. We already made one of these fucking fights in tight spaces or something.
Before your eyes lies the Celestial Islands, a world of peace above
Wasn't
the clouds,
very popular, I
protected
think.
by 4 great houses.
Maho Kenshi. Very nice.
Planet Earth, our beautiful home. To protect it, we must reach out to explore the unknown. Our team of experts is presently probing the deep sea in a struggle against the yoke of overregulation. These security and defense innovations allow you to shrink any problem down to size. We surge forward, obliterating the enemies of progress, but we refuse to let these victories go to our heads. We are the future. We are Forsen.
And now it's time to give you an exclusive briefing on what's next for one of PC gaming's titans of modding, simulation, and scale, Arma 4. Last month, developer Bohemia Interactive kicked things off by releasing Arma Reforger on Steam in early access. This playable prototype will be the foundation for Arma 4. And with it playable on Steam now, we have a ton of questions about the future of Arma. I mean, after all, this is the series that helped birth the survival genre through DayZ. Oh, and also this other little niche genre you may have heard of called Battle Royale. To help us peer into the future for this project, we've got none other than Bohemia Interactive. Thank you so much for joining us. So as of right now, Arma Reforger has been out for about a month. What is it that you've been learning or seeing from players?
At first, we've learned that players like Reforger a lot and they appreciate the work we've put into it. We also realized they like modding a lot and they really view this as a key quality of our games. And we were very pleased by the reactions of both our community and the new players who immediately started flooding internet with videos, playthroughs, and praise of our new technology. So we are very glad that the reception was so good.
So there's no doubt players who have been longtime fans of the franchise stepping into Arma Reforger, and I'm curious, what were some of the big challenges of rebuilding that specific Arma feel from the ground up in this brand new engine?
Well, it's a very tricky subject because even internally it's an ongoing kind of fight. So I'm myself very much on the very purist side of things. So no HUD, no save games, no superficial helpers. And this fight can get very intense even in-house. So I'm the real Arma purist and I'm on this for 25 years now, so I will keep fighting. But obviously this is part of the fun. So there's always never-ending battle. I think 2 years ago we really struggled to keep it Arma and even internally preserve our own standards. So do it our own way rather than replicating what's maybe normal in other games, because our goal is not to make the same game as all other games. So our goal is to remain unique.
I'm curious if you can speak to what the main goals of Reforger is, because it's a little unusual compared to other releases. I mean, for instance, how much content should a player expect if, say, they've been playing Arma 3 for years?
Our goals were, of course, to restart the series from a technological standpoint, really make room for some new achievements, utilize the technology which is state-of-the-art, both in terms of how it looks like, how it's controlled, how it can be modded.
It's important to understand it may look as a kind of normal game on the surface, but there is a big system behind it. So just the tool suite is a massive tool suite, never tested by a large public. So it's a premiere of a tool suite, and these tools are being built for nearly 5 years now. So we really need users to start using them to keep improving and continue building it.
Sorry to interrupt, but we have one quick question from the Arma fans. Has Russia's invasion of Ukraine impacted your approach to Arma 4 and Arma Reforger, a game that depicts the Cold War?
Well, yes, because it's extremely close to us. We even live in a way very nearby, so definitely. On the other hand, we started work on this many years ago, so the direction was set before. But we always approach conflicts and armed conflicts with a great level of respect. We're still at the beginning, but we definitely would like to continue in our exploring this serious theme.
Arma, as I see it, has always been a bit more of a anti-war game. It's an entertainment product. That's fair thing to admit. On the other hand, given the topic, given our, let's say, maturity and long time
anti-war game,
our ambition to portray it as a all very complex and
other games,
I would like us to contribute by not just
we fucking
people,
support
but also
war,
educating
yeah.
them on the subject. This was the whole point of starting the cooperation with the International Committee of the Red Cross, and I believe we have great potential, big responsibility in this era, and a very important chance to contribute at least a little bit to the good side of things.
This would not be an interview about Arma unless we were asking about modding. I mean, so many amazing games and genres came from Arma mods, so I gotta know what's possible in Reforger that wasn't possible in the past.
Now with this technology, it's possible to create entirely different things, like entirely different games. It has so many variables, but the beauty now is that much more of it is user accessible, unlike the previous games. So people can easily digest how this is constructed in our workbench tools. So unlike previously where it was more hard-coded in the C++ engine, so now they can check the data of every single element of the game and go much deeper than in previous games. So this will be super exciting.
Now, I wanted to ask a little bit about performance, because anyone who's played Arma knows that it can get really challenging to get a good frame rate in those massive multiplayer matches. So I'm curious, what expectations should players have about performance leading into Arma 4?
Arma 3 was built on foundations laid down in times of single core and no GPUs basically, so this time much more computations and intensive rendering things can be done directly on GPU, but it required completely a new approach.
Again, we are in the beginning and we know that there are problems, there are difficulties, but we are solving them one by one. We are really gathering community feedback and even our own definitely feedback, so we are moving things forward. And yeah, it's about optimization. It's not that much about FPS, but also for like network traffic, for instance. When you have this massive multiplayer game, it's a huge challenge. Server performance, of course, and all the technical things. So we are moving forward.
Thank you so much again, Bohemia Interactive, for giving us the inside scoop on both Arma Reforger and Arma 4.
Thank you,
now,
Mr. Chapduko
Visix.
Visix. Welcome back. Alpen Power with 2 years. Enjoy the badge.
Just around the corner in the PC Gaming Show, prepare to experience terror ranging from the subaqueous to the subconscious with the latest from Shiro Games. Hold on to your butts because front-end development spared no expense on the new Jurassic World Evolution 2 expansion, and get your crowbars ready for Half-Life Alyx Levitation, a special project from some very talented modders. Oh modders, what would PC gaming be without you? While we're here, quick geography question. Which parts of the world use the most bandwidth for gaming? Answer this question for the folks at Compass Data Centers and it could win you a $500 Razer gift card. Scan the QR code on the screen to enter.
Last year, Shiro Games debuted War Tales at the PC Gaming Show, but the publisher has a lot more than its medieval sandbox RPG on the way. Up next, we'll hear what's up with Shiro's slate of projects, and stick around for the debut of 2 completely new games, Decarnation and Abyssals.
Hey everyone, thank you very much for the invitation, Mika. I'm James, and I can't wait to show you everything that we've got prepared for you today. So it's been a crazy couple of months for everyone here at Shiro Games, with Dune Spice Wars marking the most successful release in the history of the company, and it's entirely thanks to all of you. But today, let's look at Dune Spice Wars multiplayer mode. Up to 4 players can go head-to-head and free-for-all, 2v2, all work together and co-op against AI opponents. We're introducing new synergy systems between factions that will open a vast number of strategies to help you crush your opponents. Multiplayer will be available in Dune Spice Wars very soon.
Dune Spice Girls.
After 5 years and nearly 3 million units sold, Northgard's story finally continues. In a new chapter set shortly after the events of the first campaign, Ragnarok has decimated the lands of Northgard. Long-standing alliances have been broken. Violence and betrayal now plague the continent. Forced to depart what they once called home, our heroes arrive on unknown shores and find themselves confronted by unfamiliar faces in a dangerous new realm. This Northgard expansion arrives this winter.
Wait, Northgard is the one we played, right? Where you have a base in the middle, the Yggdrasil or
And
something
for all of our War
like that.
Tales players out there, Cooperative is finally coming to our open world tactical RPG. You
I don't
share
remember what
food,
Northgard
gold,
is.
and camp with your friends. But you can split up to cover more grounds. Before every
Tribes
fight,
of
devise the
Midgard.
perfect strategy to overcome any threats that may stand in your way. But be careful in your approach, as one wrong move may lead to your group's demise. The co-op update will allow you to play between 2 to 4 players, and it will be available this summer.
War Tales. Cooperative update.
So a few months ago we announced Shiro Unlimited, a new publishing label created by indies for indies, and we are very proud to announce 2 new titles coming from the Shiro Unlimited family.
OP.
It seemed like our last chance to start again, to escape Earth's devastation.
We used our limited resources to lay the foundations of a new life, deep below the waves of this strange new planet.
But soon, we realized it was not the dream world we had hoped for.
When faced against the darkness of the abyss, we found ourselves helpless.
Lost.
Isolated.
Factorio underwater. Nice. Wasn't that the same, like, treadmill demon head as the other game?
Thank you very much for sticking with us, everyone. We hope you enjoy the rest of the
With
show.
the fucking high school dudes and demons. Look exactly the same.
You just saw why you were exactly right to be afraid of the ocean in Abyssals. And you confronted your inner demons in the retro dream horror of Decarnation. Next up, how do you rebuild a city in a world set after the collapse of civilization? Let's find out how by taking a look at I Am Future from Tiny Build.
I am legend.
Warning, hibernation aborted. Your total hibernation time was 6 years, 6 months, 5 days.
Futurama.
Welcome to Eden, your new home.
Huh? I have no idea where the hell I am. But damn, this place is gorgeous.
our forefathers conquered Calderia and bestowed it upon us, a new generation, to share or spar over.
Our great houses seek to obtain the Emperor's favor, cultivating our lands and subjects to improve and enrich the realm, beginning with ourselves, of course.
Of course.
Prominence can be secured through strength as well as delicacy.
Will you be able to build your legacy of power?
Join the great houses of Calderia.
And now, for these next trailers, it's true. They do move in herds. That was so much. The thought process is simple. God creates dinosaurs, God destroys dinosaurs, man destroys God. Man creates video games to play with dinosaurs. But just be warned that one of these trailers might come as a bit of a shock to the system.
That was not funny.
The Jurassic Park.
Trash.
PC gamer. Humans interfacing with computers
for their own entertainment. The very notion disgusts me.
Look upon my works, foul creatures,
And weep at its magnificence. It is a beautiful day on Citadel Station.
Humanity is
on the verge of a new era. I, Shodan, am its new god. Look at you, hacker. A pathetic creature of meat and bone. How can you...
How can you slap? How can she slap me? Hello? F. I can't believe you've done this. Network error. Surely it's back if I refresh. No. It's still F for people. And they say stream is dead. Alright. Saved. Fuck. I had to go to the other stream.
What an incredible and frankly horrifying trailer.
Saved.
Built by Night Dive Studio, System Shock is the return of a beloved, acclaimed sci-fi saga. Today, to take us even further inside the world of System Shock, I am thrilled to welcome the one and only
I have never
Warren
played a
Spector.
System Shock
Thanks so much
game.
for joining us, Warren.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Actually.
It's gonna be fun.
In terms of trying to translate the experience of a game from 1994, 3 decades later to now, what doesn't carry over well?
The first thing is the graphics, obviously. We did the best we could, but it was pretty primitive back then. And the other one is the user interface. If you look at when the game opened, the original, a help screen that came up, and it filled the entire screen with text. It's just a thing. I don't know how the guys at Night Dive did it. It's amazing. But frankly, as I think back on it, the game actually
This is System
holds up
Shock
pretty well.
1.
I'm excited to see it come back.
just wondering if you think
Is it just
many
like
modern
hacking
gamers
Doom?
are aware of the impact that System Shock has had in terms of gameplay systems, in terms of narrative structure, on so many games.
Yeah, look at that product
I'm
placement,
not sure
bottom left.
people see the influence, which is a little unfortunate. But I think the rest of the world
Steam
is
Deck.
going to get a chance now to experience it, and I think they'll see not just that they're having fun playing this game, but also see that other games followed in its footsteps.
Nowadays, we walk around with computers in our pockets. We're worried about the evil of algorithms. How do you think about a character like Shodan in 2022?
Showdown seems far too close to reality to me right now, and let's just hope that she doesn't show up as nasty a form as she did back in 1994.
Well, Warren, I wanted to thank you so much for joining us, and I want to let you know I cannot wait to return back to that world
He
I
cannot.
enjoyed so much as a kid. Cheers.
Hey, I can't wait to return to that world. I forgot
Right?
that basically fans know way more about the game than I do now, so it'll be a new experience for me too.
Thank you so much again, Warren Spector, for joining us to talk all things System Shock. I personally can't wait for the game to come out, though. It might completely ruin my sleep schedule, but before I spiral further, here are some more games to cram into your eyeballs.
Since the first pioneers changed the harshest aspects of our world, every generation has upheld the solemn promise of our forefathers, that the rise of Titan would forever be without misery or bloodshed. We seek nothing from the solar system but a lasting amity of reason and justice. To see a war under any pretext would bring ruin to the great works of mankind. Any victory achieved through that deepest expression of human unreason would be as devastating as defeat. We have but a singular purpose: to establish peace and security for all mankind.
The war between Mars and Titan devastated our solar system. Lead the survivors to Demarat, where you will continue following Frontier's
Sci-fi.
storyline campaign in orbit of an alien star.
What? Well, the game was called The Forge or something. Increase quality. I wish I could, man, but they're out of ideas. Super people.
All right, gamers, good work. You've made it here to a site of grace, or a bonfire, or a sculptor's idol, or a lamp. Make sure you're staying hydrated, replenish your potions, and most importantly, keep letting us know what games you're excited about using hashtag #PCGamingShow. I mean, personally, I can't wait to play The Altars. Ah, good. Now, we're all rested up, feeling good. It's time to enjoy a slice of that lovely cyberpunk life, courtesy of Nivalis, and experience the investigative horror of Immortality, the latest from the mind of Sam Barlow.
Immortality? World premiere?
I believe we have a short clip here. Do you want to tell us what we're about to see?
Well, I don't want to spoil things too much.
Oh no. Not this fucking game. World premiere my asshole. I've seen this shit already.
Does this work as a confession?
Two words.
His dick fell off. movie games. I don't mind playing movie games. I do it pretty often, but this one just looks like way too all over the place. Pantalones.
We can take a break. We should take a break. No.
Game by Inlands,
Hey
505
boss,
games.
time to wake up. We got customers waiting. What do you mean you don't know where to start? Let's clean this place up. Move some chairs and tables around.
Look at him.
This place shine
Look
again.
at him.
If
Look
the
at
weather
him.
gets bad, we can grow some veg in the greenhouse.
Look at him.
Start making real money. Well, then you can rent
Look
a
at him.
fancy new apartment in Midtown.
Look at him.
So make friends, make enemies. If customers are rude, just turn on the old charm. Or water down their drinks. I'm not your conscience. This is a world to explore, to make stories. Your stories. You ever look up at the clouds and wonder what's up there? Well, if you dream big enough, maybe you'll find out. Maybe we all will. Welcome to Nivalis.
Nivalis. Nah.
Hi, I'm Marco.
And I'm Roman.
At Ironlands, we are big fans of cyberpunk fiction and games, but we have our own ideas of what a cyberpunk world can be. This is a game in which you manage your restaurant, bar, or nightclub, take care of your staff, make deals, farm, and experience the stories of the people you meet.
Or maybe you just want to take the day off and go fishing at the docks instead. Nivalis primarily uses voxel art for the environments. We spend lots of time creating a unique atmosphere with high levels of
Yeah,
detail
voxel
and
art
dynamic
is kinda
elements.
on
We are
the eyes,
excited about
honestly.
the cyberpunk world we're making, and we can't wait to see the choices you'll make and how you'll choose to live your life when you come visit us in Nivalis. You can wishlist Nivalis now on Steam and the Epic Game Store.
Mana is the gaming rewards debit card that puts the power back in the hands of players. So with every quest you complete and every purchase you make, you're earning for the rewards you actually want. We make it easy for you to set up and start. Just sync your favorite games to your Mana account and start earning real-life rewards
Nice.
the next time you play. So why pay any other way?
Unlimited mana.
Pay with Mana. Pay with power. Mana. Game the system.
Get ready to overclock your eyeballs, because this next trailer is coming in hotter than my computer with 3 Chrome tabs open.
3. Try 303. Bitch. Bitch. If you still can read your tabs, doing it wrong. Neck grows soft. What the heck? PC gaming. This looks fucking cash. Yo! Demon School. Sick.
You just saw Demon School from Welsh developer Ysbryd Games. And now,
Welsh.
it's time to take a bit of a spooky transition. If you're at home, turn on all the lights in the room, make sure the salt circle is unbroken, and check to see that your door is properly painted with sacrificial lamb's blood, because things are about to get certifiably terrifying. Let's look at the H.R. Giger-inspired biopunk horror,
terrifying.
Scorn.
For the future of mankind.
Decayed. A grisly nightmare of macabre perception. Greetings. I'm your host, Doug Bradley, and I invite you to join me as we explore Scorn's mesmerizing labyrinth of odd forms.
Bro, I did not play this game. Why are you talking shit? You said I played this game, or some of you did. Never played this game.
In the middle of a desolate hellscape, filled with biomechanical contraptions.
I play games that look like this environmentally,
but an industrial
they were fucking little games.
Now lying in decay and ruin. A hidden fauna sleeps within the underbelly of the world, wanting nothing more than to be left undisturbed.
You cannot gaslight the smartest person in the
Scorn
fucking room,
has
bitch.
been carefully crafted with great attention to detail. Everything is focused on building a specific atmosphere. From a unique organic ecosystem to an unsettling soundscape created by Ethek and Lustmore.
You're alone.
Scorn has
exactly.
no dialogue, so most of the storytelling
A worthy
comes
adversary,
from the
I see.
environment. Discovering the
Meet me at the
ever-present
Mensa
symbiotic
headquarters.
relationships
One-on-one
and how
Sudoku.
things are connected equips you with the tools to progress. While there is shooting within the game, Scorn is not a shooter. Every encounter must be carefully considered. A wrong choice could be deadly. I hope you've enjoyed this glimpse into the
I like that it's
twisted
not a
world
shooter.
of Scorn. The team at Ebb Software can't wait for you to uncover the secrets of this unique world as you experience Scorn firsthand this October.
But does it have
Are you
permadeath?
prepared to unravel your inner self within Scorn's world of horror?
Scorn.
Now, while I've been delightedly playing Dune Spice Wars, harvesting melange, and trying to figure out how to pronounce it doesn't matter. I'm equally ready to turn hordes of Tyranids into a Jackson Pollock painting in Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. In this brutal third-person shooter, you once again step into the oversized power armor of Titus, an elite Primaris Space Marine in a galaxy immersed in a never-ending war. To take us further inside the grimdark, I am joined by Tim Willits.
This is the Left 4 Dead one.
On Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. First of all, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Good to be here.
No.
Now, Tim, I want to start with you. You previously worked at id Software on Doom. How would you say the Space Marine compares to Doom Guy?
That is a good question.
Oh,
I
dark
bet
type.
many people did not know that the original Doom Guy was actually a Space Marine, inspired by an even older Space Marine, which is the Warhammer 40,000 Space Marines. So, you know, it's really exciting for me to work on
Did not
Space
know
Marine
that.
2, you know, because it's a great franchise, and I know that it's inspired so many other video games throughout the last 25, 30 years.
Oh, absolutely. And there's so much lore to sift through. And I think this brings us to talk a little bit about the new Space Marine that you're going to get to play, a Primaris Space Marine. Oliver, talk to us a little bit about Captain Titus and what makes this class of Space Marine different from the others in the universe.
So the Space Marine is a brainchild of the Emperor, the kind of leader of this of humanity in the grimdark future. He saw the dangers that the universe presented, and he created a super soldier from his own DNA. And each of these different factions, these different chapters, have different genetic traits of the Emperor. But what makes the Primaris different is that a guy named Belisarius Cawl the Emperor's kind of chief scientist, went back, did some digging in the old data, and found a way to enhance the qualities that a Space Marine has by installing new devices, new kind of bio implants in their body. So now these guys are 2.5 meter tall monsters capable of destroying anything in their path.
It's reminding me of the 1,000 times I have rewatched the Astartes animation.
That's amazing.
It's so exciting. It's so exciting that we now get to be in that position to play that kind of character. And in the trailer, we saw a lot of Tyranids. Are they the main enemy that you're going to be against? And if so, what makes them such a compelling foe?
In this particular game, the Tyranids are the main focus, and what makes them compelling is that they are extragalactic locust-like creatures. They've come in from goodness knows where. They spread like wildfire. They devour everything in their path, and they leave nothing in their wake.
So one of the great things about the Tyranids is they come in the thousands, and our proprietary engine, the Saber Swarm engine, can deliver these epic battles. Now we will have thousands of Tyranids, and you will rip and tear through them all.
I mean, that is so thrilling, because this is the sort of thing that older games couldn't even hope to do. And you're talking a little bit about combat. I know that some of the previous entries were more melee focused. What's the combat like in Space Marine 2?
So the combat in Space Marine 2 is a mix of in-your-face melee combat along with some really cool over-the-top weapons. So we looked at the original Space Marine game where it had a lot of this push-forward combat, which has inspired many other video games, but that never stop, never take cover combat is integral to Space Marine 2, along with these really cool, powerful weapons. So you're either tearing up the enemies in front of you, or you're blowing them away from the back of the battlefield. It's the best of both worlds.
I mean, that sounds so terrific. And I mean, I know you guys are huge fans of the 40K lore, so I'm curious about, in working on this project, what's been the most fun seeing come together, and what's Saber Interactive focusing on right now?
Right at the beginning of the project, Tim and I went to the Warhammer Museum, which was an incredible experience. And you go around all these cabinets where these incredible miniatures that have been painted by these masters are arranged in these dioramas. You find yourself kind of crouching down and looking into the ranks of Space Marines that are facing Tyranids or Orcs or whatever. And something that Tim and I said at that moment was, we need to make this come alive. I don't want to look at this, I want to be inside this. I want to be gunning down Tyranids by the thousands. And so seeing that actually happen and come alive has been thrilling.
Am I going to feel like the characters in the Astartes animation? Because if so, then I'm buying the game immediately.
Even more so, when you're wielding one of those massive weapons and you're faced with 1,000 Tyranids who all want to eat you alive, and you're just letting rip and you can see shell casings bursting out of these massive weapons one after another. The sound, the gameplay, the way it feels is all designed to make you feel like the most powerful warrior in the universe.
Well, perfect. That answers everything. Thank you so much, Tim and Oliver from Saber Interactive, for joining us. I can't wait. Warhammer 40K,
nice
Space Marine
gameplay.
2 comes to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S soon.
Can't show too much.
Next,
it's 2024 release after all.
Proverbial power armor. First, Replicant D6's homage
Gotta save
to
some
the
for
golden
next
days,
E3.
or should I say, golden eyes of 90s console shooters, and an atmospheric sci-fi adventure on the Red Planet from Frontier Developments and Kyoken Interactive. Let's take a look.
Damn. Really looks like GoldenEye. Holy shit. I mean, it's a fucking nostalgia trip for some dude, but I did not age well, right? Agent 64, spies never die, okay. Nintendo 64!
Sarah? Ryan? This is Kathy. Can you hear me? Please come in.
Mission Opera has only one objective. Bring the Arks and their revolutionary technology back home.
Space game. Space game.
Here we go, Opera Team. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
I need to know that when we get there, you'll make the right
Space Lara Croft.
We can do this. What do you expect to find on Mars?
Deliver us Mars.
Hi, my name's Elise Chappell, and I play Kathy Johansson in the out-of-this-world sci-fi epic Deliver Us Mars. Join Kathy and the crew of the Zephyr on an unmissable adventure as they journey to the Red Planet to recover technology vital to the survival of Earth and humankind. Deliver Us Mars is set to land on September 27th and is available to pre-order now on PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, and the Epic Games Store.
Nice.
Stay a while.
And listen.
To this list of games still to come, the team behind Half-Life Alyx Levitation will put their mod where their mouth is, and then it's paradox time. Not as in us creating an actual time paradox, we're going to show you the latest from Victoria 3. Plus, you can literally scare your entire butt off with the creeping horror of Gloomwood. All this and more in just a moment, but first, a final pop quiz for all you Valorant, CSGO and League of Legends players. How much has esports revenue increased since 2016? Compass Data
What the fuck does that even mean,
and you can
esports
scan this
revenue?
QR code on the screen for
Tournament?
a chance to win a $500 Razer gift card.
Fucking
Visit
tournament sponsors?
gaming.compassdatacenters.com to enter. Alright, and now,
what the fuck
back
is
to the show.
esports revenue?
Up next, we're going to take a look
These
at
are the
Stormgate,
leaders,
highly anticipated
the
real-time
industry.
strategy game from Frost Giant. Then our resident RTS addict is going to sit down with some of the game developers to ask the hard-hitting questions like, when can we play this already?
Frost Giant. Frozen. Store. Oh yeah, here it comes. I'm gonna go pro in this game, yeah? Stormgate.
2 years ago, our team assembled with a shared vision to build a brand new real-time strategy game. Together, we've been fortunate to work on some of the greatest RTS games of all time, and now we have a chance to do it again by creating the next evolution of that legacy. Today, we are so excited to share a first glimpse of Stormgate, an exclusive sneak peek into the universe and game that we've been creating for you. Stormgate takes place in an all-new post-apocalyptic setting where science fiction and fantasy collide. Our story begins hundreds of years in Earth's future, following
I didn't get the memo, man. RTS is
This
dead.
great calamity was caused by the Infernal Host, a playable alien race of demonic invaders that are hell-bent on claiming this planet as their own. With our story, we are creating an ever-expanding game universe, told through an ongoing series of campaign missions that you can play solo or cooperatively. New chapters will come out regularly, along with new units, maps, modes, and plenty of other surprises. In addition to campaign missions, we're building a world-class competitive experience with grassroots and professional tournaments accessible from directly within
Next
the
gen
game.
esports.
There will be different leagues suitable for all levels of experience.
Oh no
In
no
our new
no!
3-player
They
co-op
tried it.
versus AI mode, you'll level up your heroes, collect rewards, and customize your forces to open up new styles of gameplay and long-term variety. Stormgate will be free to play, but not pay to win, and there will be no NFTs. Beta testing starts next year, and you can sign up now to reserve your place in line at playstormgate.com.
No NFTs. I can't believe it.
You might happen to know that I'm a huge fan of real-time strategy games. StarCraft is my favorite game. I played it for 25 years. I still play it, and that's why I am so thrilled today to be talking to Frost Giant Studios. They're a group of amazing developers who have worked on literally my favorite games of all time. and we're here to talk about their brand new, free-to-play, real-time strategy game set.
Yeah, show us some fucking gameplay, man.
It's Stormgate. And here to talk about it is the CEO and production director at Frost Giant, Tim Morton. Thanks for joining us, Tim.
Thank you so much for having me here.
I want to know about the world. I want to know about the game. Tell us, what is Stormgate?
All right, this is our first game as a new studio, and it is classic real-time strategy, but designed to be
first and last.
Build the game in a universe that ties everything together, but provide different kinds of experiences for players who like different kinds of
admire their
gameplay.
commitment to the cause, though.
Cooperative campaign mode, also play open-ended co-op, but if you're somebody who really enjoys competition, we've got 1 versus 1, high skill, competitive. And those are very different ways to play in some ways, but they're also all unified by the universe, by the races, by the units. So you really get a sense for how to enjoy the game.
And I'm curious a little bit about that core gameplay, because obviously in all these modes you're going to be collecting money, building bases, building units, and so on. And I know that for you, the game feeling really good and really smooth to play is super important. Now, obviously, I come from a time where if the pathfinding is bad, we call that high skill opportunity. But I mean, how do you think about getting the controls, the motions, just the feel of the game to feel good in 2022?
Yeah, it's interesting that RTS is one of the only genres I can think of where you have to have hundreds, even thousands of units synchronized over the network and responsive in a way that high skill, like pro esports players feel good about playing the game. That's not easy. It does require custom technology. There's no engine that you buy off the shelf that does that for you. So we definitely started knowing that and having the benefit of our chief architect, James Anholt, who did that work previously on StarCraft 2. So we've put a lot of effort into that for sure.
And
don't cater to the fucking esports people. That's literally how you kill an already dead genre of RTS.
It's pretty incredible how far things have come from a graphics perspective.
Is gaming seriously in a position where we won't scam you is a marketable selling point? Fuck this triple shit, there is reason indie games are where it's at. Only the schizo indie devs can save us.
I think they're saying it more as a joke now. But yeah, I feel you.
So you've talked a little bit about, for new players, making the game feel a little more approachable, a little bit more streamlined, but obviously,
like NFTs is the new loot box joke.
Long history as a competitive game, as an esport.
No loot
and I'm
boxes.
Curious, how is your team going to approach that?
So a lot of the emphasis around our thinking has been focused on what are things that we can add, especially around the gameplay experience. And one of those things is more seamless integration with esports. I mean, being able to sign up, participate in tournaments directly from the client in a way that gives players, even if you're not like top grandmaster, ready to take on Cyril,
very
still an
good.
opportunity to be the best on your block or the best at your company.
But I'm
best
worried
at
about
your school.
variety
So we wanna facilitate esports
having only
all the
two
way from
fucking
grassroots level up to the pro level directly in the client.
two
So, of
races.
course, in the history of RTS games, a really important component of them has always been mods. I mean, Warcraft.
If they don't have sub-factions or
the original
something.
game, they just did custom mode after
If
custom
they have
mode.
sub-factions, that would be
Have
pretty
modding?
cool.
How are you thinking about the modding community?
Damn, why didn't people do that? That's so smart for RTS.
Came out of the modding community. The team as a whole is
You
very
have
passionate
two
about it.
races,
From the
but then
outset, we
sub-factions.
started
You don't have to
out
fucking split it up so
applying
much.
resources to build a custom editor. I think there's a lot of opportunity to make improvements.
They have different
to the
units in the
editing
different
experience for
sub-factions.
RTS. We are also working on the infrastructure for people to be able to share their mods with each other. So it's really
Red
important
Alert
to us as a
2
team
did
to
that.
enable modding,
Right.
and we're absolutely working on it.
But that was only one unit different. Or every sub-faction just had one extra unit or something, right?
So we are going to start our beta in 2023.
Like someone had like the green goose slime thing and the dogs for one.
We have a lot of active discussion topics on our
I'm talking
subreddit
about
as
like
well, so there's an opportunity
a third of the
to
units
participate
in
the
one
dialogue
sub-faction
around
and
what
3
we're building.
sub-factions.
Tim, thank you so much for joining us again today.
And they share
we
like
just got a
1
chance to
or
talk
2
about
units.
Stormgate, the upcoming free-to-play free-to-play RTS from Frost Giant Studios. I'm personally super pumped to play it, and be sure to check it out.
Yeah, don't show us fucking gameplay, huh?
Transition to the next
Fucking show your cinematic 50 times with
Next, we're
shit
going to
ass
show
quality.
you Lesara, Summit Kingdom from Quite OK Games. Now, as someone who has spent a medically inadvisable amount of time playing strategy games of all sorts, this looks incredibly up my alley. And it looks a lot safer than my last attempt to create society in the mountains. 2 words to yodeling accident. Let's check it out.
You're like... We're at the tip of the top of the mountain, but we're only halfway there, chat. Plenty of more shit games to come. Fortnite. Hey, is this the fucking Ashen game? DLC. Dauntless. Frozen Flame. Lol.
That was Frozen Flame, an open-world survival RPG from Dreamside Interactive, where you'll embark on a fantasy adventure in a world reshaped by a magical calamity. A cursed land full of environmental hazards and massive monsters doesn't sound like the kind of place you'd want to build a cozy home with your friends, but instead you'll be raising fortresses and trying to tame the world, eventually growing tough enough to tackle the citadel that looms over everything and break the curse. Or you'll end up in the belly of a monster. Still kind of cozy. The demo for Frozen Flame was released just before the show, so you can jump in or grab some co-op buddies and see how long you can survive for right now.
Yeah, I'm getting space game withdrawals.
Early access launch later this year.
Where's my next space game, man? World premiere.
If you could listen to the noise of history, then you would hear by the sounds of the Victorian age that the world changed forever. The roar of the engines, the bangs from new factories, and the cries in the streets calling out for revolution. In Victoria 3, we simulate this era, 100 years starting in 1836. And put you in charge of a young society. You will meet the people back then, high and low, over cultures across the globe. They are the beating heart of your nation, and form powerful groups with needs and desires. Listen to their calls and let it influence reform, or turn a deaf ear to protect what is proven and stable. Your politics will decide where you want to go, but your economy, how far you'll come. Taxes, production, trade, and construction. Play these cards right, and you can harness the Industrial Revolution to turn your cities into titans. This is the engine you will need on the global stage. Use pacts threats and bluffs to secure your place in the sun. Anything done by war can be achieved with diplomacy. But you can decide when push comes to shove. Here you write the stories, and over time, the history of your world will be carved into the map. What will your society be like? What is the sound that will echo over continents and be heard over the noise of time as you create your grand tomorrow?
I suck at these games.
That was the gameplay debut of Victoria 3 from Paradox Interactive, a grand strategy game coming later this year. And let us take this moment to let you know you can wish us Victoria 3 by visiting the PC Gaming Show event page on Steam, where you'll be able to find every game featured in today's show. Type pcgamer.com/wishlist into your browser to be taken straight to there. And now on with the show.
New blood.
What's up, PC gamers?
Played a couple
We're
of
back
those.
again. Now, what you just saw was everything New Blood's got going on for 2022. A Medieval to Black Labyrinth, Ultra Kill Act 2, Faith, Fallen Aces, and a brand new update for Dusk that's bringing all new HD models and weapons that nobody asked for. So we're doing it anyway. Now, last year you might have noticed we teased a bunch of games here that we weren't ready to talk about just yet. And we're still not ready to talk about those games. But I want to let you know that yes, we're still working on a top-down shooter. Yes, we're still working on a Fallout-style RPG, my dream game. And yes, we're still working on a car combat game. But we're not ready to talk about those games just yet. What I want to talk about is Gloomwood. Now, 2 years ago, y'all straight up forgot to show the Gloomwood trailer. Last year, you bumped me so Gabe Newell could talk about a bunch of demos or some shit. This year, PC Gamer, you promised we would get to show Gloomwood, so I don't want to hear any bullshit. If you're on a Steam Deck ad right now or some shit, I'm gonna...
Steam Deck. Powerful, portable, PC game.
PC Gamer, you see this puppy? I will drown this puppy. I will, if you don't let us show Gloomwood, I am going to drown this adorable... I would never do that. Hi, I love you. So yeah, we good? No. Can we show Gloomwood?
No.
Well, all right. It's about time.
Hell, it's about time.
Hello, Doctor. I had hoped for us to meet at my estate. No matter. I can guarantee your safe arrival. A promise few others here can make. The townsfolk are not fond of outsiders. Don't delay.
Just stab him. He was already looking away. The fuck? You gotta break his windshield too. Looks okay, I guess.
There's only one thing I like more than playing New Bloods games, and that's probably the URLs they make for them. It wouldn't be a PC gaming show without the silliest, most ridiculous website names in human history. Which is why I'm delighted to share that next, we have a group of such games that run the gamut from medieval mayhem to an adorable animal fight club. And our first rule, we absolutely plan to talk about it.
Hey, Schiffer, Joko, Flarsen, Snyderlo, and Verdix for 4 years. Thank you very much, man. Join the batch and welcome back, senoritas. World premiere.
Corrupted what? Why is it always doing this just when I need to showcase the game? Okay, I'm gonna take that. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Yes, I have.
The update to System 10.1.1 will provide a clean sorting of all your files and ensure that situations like this won't ever happen.
Oh, no, nobody's updating me. That's the thing. Nope, haha, thank you, but we'll pass. Okay, so I do have a backup of the trailer. While I go rummage into the bin for it, please welcome my personal assistant. That will do a great job at pitching the game for you. Talk about how cool I am in the story and how funny and witty. You know, just talk about me.
Ah, I should get that on my computer.
Found it. Ladies and gentlemen, the trailer. Okay, who had the amazing idea to save the trailer
for
back
ants.
14.4 pixels? Do we have any ants working for us?
Insta-buy, take my money.
The survival of thy noble family depends on their ability to rule the
Rim
city,
Job World.
to fight with valor,
Fantasy Edition.
and to learn. Oh, if only it were that easy.
Cheating scumbag. What? It's not Rim Job World expansion?
I don't know what you're up to, fuzzball, but
Literally the same fucking game, dude. Alright, this escalated way too fast.
As a console pleb watching this, it's amazing how many shovelware crap games are pushed to the PC gaming show when they aren't sponsored by Sony or Microsoft. Consoles win bat chess. That fucked PC players, oh my god.
We're all fucked, man. The fuck do you have on console, man? I have a PlayStation 5 with one fucking exclusive game. Worth. Oh, there's little Terraria. Lore Keeper. More like Core Keeper, am I right?
That was the latest DLC for Core Keeper, the sandbox survival sim from Fireshine Games and Pugstorm. The Sunken Sea Biome update is available on June 15th for all Core Keeper players. Now we have even more twists and turns and trailers, so press enter to continue. Did you press it? I'm gonna go ahead and assume you pressed it.
I pressed it.
Press it.
I didn't press it. Press my dick inside your mama.
Harsh everywhere. But in the old world, there was no hope of it ever improving. When our crops failed, the ruling class would still collect the same share, leaving our children to starve. And if we had any coin to our name, the taxman would appear, demanding it for the crown. The nobles hid behind the safety of their walls and did nothing when raiders pillaged the outskirts of the city. And so, some of us decided that it was time to leave, that we'd rather take our chances in the wilderness, seeking the promise of a new land, than starve to death in our homeland. The journey wasn't easy. We lost many along the way. This wild, unsettled land offers us the hope of a new start as the masters of our own destiny.
Farthest frontier. Oh shit, another world premiere. Nice. I already know this is a good game. Amogus.
What is below is destined to be understood. Our life depends on the whims of the weather. Our life is tied to this earth.
Are they recording outside?
The plants we grow, the air we filter. Any waste would be fatal to our survival.
We must learn to live in harmony with this world. For too long, we have wandered without purpose. From now on, our city will be a source of hope.
They're recording at the local McDonald's, dude. Near the fucking kids' play center.
To understand our world, we must explore it.
We must find the tablets, the seeds of knowledge that bind all the elements together.
To build our survival.
To build our city. To live happily.
Welcome to Icarus, Prospector. The planet we almost lost, then found a reason to stay. Take it from me, this place wants you dead. But we've made progress, learned the lay of the land, how to use Icarus to our advantage. Our friends at the UDA are offering up a slice, a whole new terrain. If you learn, build, and survive, maybe, just maybe, there's a future here. Think you got what it takes?
Free DLC out now. Isn't the game still in early access?
In the rich tapestry of the PC gaming community, modders are one of the most inspiring subcultures. In fact, some of the most popular genres today started as PC gaming mods. Right now, modders Sean FMP1 Snelling and Corey Latto are making something incredibly special in the form of an ambitious mod for Half-Life Alyx. It's called Levitation. It's an original 4 to 5 hour campaign that builds on Valve's original VR game, Half-Life Alyx. With Alyx searching for a pair of rebels gone rogue, they've discovered a strange floating building in Sector X and decided to investigate it, against orders, obviously, and now it's your turn. Let's go back to the world of Gordon, G-Man, and Alyx with this exclusive gameplay footage.
Alyx, according to this old Resistance map, there's a control room somewhere outside the building you're in. Sorry if that's vague, the map was drawn using somebody's blood.
That's convenient. Yeah, there is a sound delay on, right? Or something. I was wondering. Sound travels slower in VR.
Alyx, I'm detecting an incredibly large energy signature up ahead. It's probably Gordon Freeman, and not anything bad at all. Definitely, probably Gordon Freeman.
Okay, so the plan is to get to that control room and get Gordon. Oh boy.
G-string man.
Down here, Russ.
Yeah, I'm getting like fucking motion sick just watching this. I cannot play VR games, man. Lodino, I see the noobs, come munch, Flugrat and Tipian, thank you boys, welcome back. Dr. Harris, Donaldson Bits and says hi Forsen, has anything from this presentation got your attention or no? Maybe like a 4 or 5 games. Attention being the key word. They didn't show much of the games that looked interesting though. For reasons maybe to keep them looking interesting. Who knows?
Oh, nice.
In the shitter. Just crawl under it, lol. Nice, all your healing wasted.
Cells left. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Well, it's levitation, baby.
Well, folks, this is the end. We've learned a lot today about ourselves, about computers, about genetically engineered space marines. And with so many games on the way, there has truly never been a better time to be part of the PC gaming community.
Over the course of the last 2 hours, we saw games from developers all over
I've
the
never
world,
been
and we
more
want to thank
afraid
everyone who tuned in to watch
for the
show.
future.
All the developers who shared their work with us, and of course, all of the partners for their help bringing the PC gaming show to life.
Indeed, remember to tip your servers, install your firmware updates, and tell me if you know where to find a 3090 Ti. Tell me immediately. Anywhere you can find one, let me know. And of course, a warm thanks to you again for joining us at this year's PC Gaming Show. It's something I look forward to every year, and we're thrilled that you joined us again. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This is the official PC Gaming Show 2022 pre-show. It's the live show before the pre-recorded show. Go to the start. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Replenish your potions and let's do it again. This is the first time. But before I spiral further into my concerns, here's more. All right, one more time. You just saw Demon School from Welsh developer. You want perfect? Watch this. Chart. So, now they're all rested up. Let's enjoy a slice of that cyberpunk life. We skipped the whole line. We accidentally the whole line. We have come to the end of our show at long last. With so many, I saw my spit fly out, and I hope I didn't get you, man.
Oh, good.
And also, I ate a Snickers, so I want to make sure there's no just chocolate in my teeth.
any chocolate in your mouth.
Don't answer, Ben.
The 5.5 gigahertz Core i9 12900KS with a 32 gigabyte of DDR. I was doing so well. Ah, God, there were so many numbers all at once.
Game reveals to share with you, which can only mean one thing. It's countdown time. There's a LaCroix burp. It's very close to the surface. It's not a heart attack, it's just a burp. All right, I'm going to do the take. It's gonna happen. Maybe.
I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this.
Get ready to overclock your eyeballs because this next trailer is coming in hotter than my computer with more than 3 Chrome tabs open. If your gaming chair came with a seatbelt, then strap in. Because this next trailer
I'm gonna
goes
strap
from 0
out.
to 100
Sorry,
real
Mr.
quick.
Sean. Alright, we were in the middle of the Vampire Survivors run when this started, so I guess we'll finish this new map. New map, cap. Pop a cap!